Hey guys, welcome back to Top Tier Sports. I'm Victor. I'm here for NFL Thursday. It's just going to be me today. So, we don't have too much to cover this week aside from what the hell happened last week. I mean, obviously, as you can see, my lock pick lost. We're 10-2 on the year. But you know who's won? Brett's. Are we surprised? No, because I thought Brett's, mine, and Will's were all lock picks. I was comfortable taking any single one of them. I did think and talked about. I thought the Dolphins were going to give the Colts a lot more run for their money, um, especially once Jacoby Brissett was marked out, which didn't happen until after we had recorded last week. I saw the Dolphins making it a lot closer than the Colts wanted. Colts win by 4 or 5, I think. The spread was like 12, which to me was ridiculous, especially once Brissett was out. I still didn't see the Dolphins winning in any way. Um, yes, I'm starting to wonder, and maybe I'm just going crazy, if like the Dolphins aren't the worst team in the league. It's easy to say they're still bottom 5. But anyways, um, yeah, the Dolphins won, and the Falcons beat the Saints, and the Titans beat the Chiefs. I mean, what NFL is very unpredictable sometimes. Just when you finally think you have it locked down, you can usually say, okay, this team's going to make playoffs, and this team's going to win uh, more than 10 games this season. And for the most part, you can be true, but those losses aren't always the ones you expect. So with that, we're going to get into our Week 11 picks. Not too much has happened around the league, aside from it's everybody's favorite time of the year, and we get to vote for the Pro Bowl. Said nobody ever. We don't care about the Pro Bowl. Especially because, theoretically, some of the best players aren't even playing because they're waiting for the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Uh, Before we jump into picks, actually, I just remembered I did see some news about the fact that the NFL might be looking to make their season 17 games instead of 16. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this in the comments, please, because I'm very intrigued onto what you guys have to say about this. I don't know if it's replacing the bye week, so teams won't have a bye week anymore. I don't know if we're expanding the season, and if so, ideally, we're just starting a week earlier, and we don't need 4 freaking weeks of preseason because who cares? And the starters don't play anyways. So ideally, we're just getting one of those preseason weeks and adding another game. I'm wondering if they move to 17, if they plan on staying there for a while, because 17 is just a little weird. Uh, or if they're going to move to 18 eventually, also. This whole concept, I haven't seen. I saw a kind of rumor about it. It wasn't a fake page, it was a legit source. So I'm going to start digging, digging up more on this for next week. And by then, hopefully, I'll have your guys' comments. I'll try and have Brett or Kaylee here even to talk about how we see that playing out in this league. With that, under week 11 picks, as you can see, the overall record got smashed after last week. Last week was awful. The lock picks only 10-2, absolutely awful. I won't necessarily give credit to Brett on this one. Last time he told me I don't know if I would pick that. This time he just picked a different lock pick. Again, I was comfortable with all 3. But congrats, Brett. Only one of him, Will, and myself to get our lock pick right. So yeah, who knows? One more of those, and maybe he's gonna have to take over NFL. We'll see. With that, we're jumping to Thursday Night Football. Steelers going on the road into Cleveland. Yes, I pick a lot of road teams historically. That's not changing for this one. I'm taking the Steelers. This is the first time, and of course this is going to come back to freaking bite me, that I have the Steelers winning in a while. All these past games, I look at them and I say, they're not awful, but they shouldn't be winning most likely, and I think these other teams are better. And finally, especially after the win over the Colts, over the Rams, and I have them winning this game versus the Browns, who, although had a rough start, I think still lose this game, despite getting a win last week. So, if the Steelers disappoint me, I'm going to be very upset. Maybe I won't be picking them for the rest of the year. Who knows? Anyways, I'm taking the Steelers. On a Sunday, we have the Falcons at the Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers. I think the Falcons got their win out of the way last week. I don't think they're as good as they played against the Saints by any means. I do think this game is going to be closer than people think. I think the Falcons have the chance to win, but I'm giving it to Carolina at home. We have Buffalo at Miami. Yes, I know Miami hasn't lost in the month of November yet. I don't care. I'm taking Buffalo. They're the better team. I'm not saying by much because I think Buffalo's still a little overhyped, and it is in Miami, but I'm going to take Buffalo here. We have Dallas at Detroit. Dallas, another team I think is overhyped, but yet they're getting a lot of praise, and I think it's clear to me them and the Eagles, the only way they're making playoffs is if they win their division. Neither one is going to make a wild card. So I have Detroit here at home, and I just think Detroit is still better than they're getting credit for. Denver at Minnesota. I have Minnesota here. This is a very solid pick in my mind. I took Minnesota last week over Dallas. I am big on Minnesota, and this isn't even a primetime game, so Kirk doesn't have to play better than usual. He can play at his normal grade, and I still think they win here. Jacksonville at Indy. I have Indy recovering, and the Colts recovering after their embarrassing, to say the least, loss versus the Dolphins. Yes, Spencer, it was embarrassing. We had already talked about this. Granted, Brissett should be back, and I like them to really bounce back here under his leadership. New Orleans at Tampa Bay. I'm taking New Orleans. They're the better team. I'm pissed they lost last week. Absolutely pissed. New Orleans and the Rams have been my two losses, both to other NFC South teams. They seem to kill me. Anyways, not bitter. Jets out Redskins. I'm taking the Jets. This is a battle of two awful teams, but the Redskins haven't scored a touchdown in over a month. Think about that. In over a month, they've played basically 4 games without getting a touchdown. That's ridiculous. Houston at Baltimore. I'm taking Baltimore ever since they beat the Pats on the road. I don't know if there's one team that I will pick over Baltimore while Baltimore's home. Sorry, ever since they beat the Pats at home. Yeah, I will take Baltimore at home. So I have them. I also think they're just the better team. Arizona at San Francisco. Exciting game Monday night, kind of, between the Seahawks and the 49ers. Obviously, it came down to overtime. The missed field goals are ridiculous throughout the whole league. I kind of enjoy it. I hope teams start going for it more. I'd like to see more offense than just more kicking. Kind of put the game on the line, go for 2 even, maybe. We'll see. But I have San Francisco recovering, especially at home here. Cincinnati at Oakland. I'm taking Oakland. I think this is a easy win for the Raiders. Almost my lock pick of the week. Not quite. I'm going to be a little bold with my lock pick of the week, but I still see no way in which they lose, despite what people will tell me here. My lock pick of the week is the next pick of the week is New England on the road at Philly. Yes, I know the Eagles can bring trouble for the Patriots, and yes, I know the Patriots are on the road. But the Patriots are coming off a bye week. I'm never going to doubt Bill Belichick on a bye week, or coming off a bye week, ever in my life. And their last game they played was a loss. So I don't see Bill Belichick getting a second loss after a bye week. Like, it just won't happen. And the Eagles are nowhere near what I thought they would be going into this season. I have that as your lock pick of the week, New England. Finally, the night game, we have Chicago at the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams. I still don't think Chicago is great. Their defense is outstanding. However, the Rams I still see as a better team and bouncing back, especially at home after the Steelers game. And finally, we have Kansas City at the Chargers. What might even be a home game for Kansas City, especially after we saw Steelers fans show up there, and not really many Chargers fans for any games yet this year. I see the Chiefs bouncing back after a sad loss to the Titans during Patrick Mahomes' return. Okay, thanks guys. Let us know who your lock pick of the week is, what other games you disagree with. I know there's a couple up here that could flip certain ways, so I want to know what you think, and especially what do you think about making it a 17-week season? Should there still be a bye, or should we just get rid of 1 week of preseason? Thanks, guys.